Hey yo, they waiting for it. The blazing bars, yo, they waiting for it. Hey yo, the blazing bars, yo, they waiting for it. I said what? The blazing bars, yo, they waiting for it.
One of the topics that I wanted to talk about is Aaron Hernandez. Did you watch it?
Of course.
What about you?
Yeah, I watched it.
You watched it? What y'all think?
Initially, I feel like most. I feel like most.
Oh, my bad. Hold on. Wait. Now, get your ass in here.
Laugh track.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard what he be doing.
Yep. You say you take the whole thing? You say you take the whole thing?
Yeah, here. But initially, like, you know, just going through it and just seeing it for what it is, it's definitely what they would call in the journalistic world a hit piece. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So what that is, it's basically it's made to defame and it's made to slander a person that's infamous. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Or not infamous, depending on what's going on. But just watching it, I knew that it was a slant already coming into it. Mm-hmm. So I knew for what it was. Did I appreciate it? Not really, because of all the other things that he's been a part of. But I personally don't feel any ways about what they try to do to him. You know what I mean? It's what it is.
I don't. Okay. I personally feel the way that what they tried to do to him.
Mm-hmm.
First off, I want to say shout out to Not Common. She's the best.
Without question.
One of the best video everything.
The best.
One of the best. I mean, we got a couple. She's in the top 2. You know what I mean? So
and she's not 2.
She's in the top 2 and she's not 2.
You know what I mean? Like, she's definitely out here. So if y'all need anything, y'all make sure y'all got her at Not Common Instagram.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, now back to Aaron.
We got. She's family, so make sure y'all respect that. You know what I'm saying? So we got her on here because we were all talking about this Aaron Hernandez thing, and I think it's a big deal, man, because I guess hit piece is what you're saying. Yeah. I feel like they just slandered this dude. He's dead. He can't defend himself.
Right.
Himself. His family members wasn't really there to defend him. Mm-hmm. They tried to make his mom look bad. I mean, it was just...
Nah, it was definitely... It was foul.
It was very foul.
But, at the same token, it's just... I can't drum up enough emotion for the guy because of what he's done and what he's been doing to people. So it's not like at what point do we... I'm about to explain. Like, at what point do you draw the line? You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's a lot of things that he's been accused of and that he's guilty of, but we got to be like, oh, nah, chill, because this documentary was bad. Like,
no. We're not saying that he was a good guy because.
Yeah, so
we're saying he's still a bad guy. Like, what the crimes that he committed was crazy, bro.
Crimes.
Like, the crimes he committed was crazy.
Right, for sure.
And like she said, bro was a bad criminal. He just was terrible at doing crimes.
Yeah, I mean, but aside from all that, not saying you guys, but just from what I've been seeing in the aftermath of it, just people just, all of a sudden it's like this newfound sympathy for him. And
I don't think people have sympathy for him. Go ahead.
I don't think people have sympathy for him, but I think that the documentary was very misleading. Like, people still grieving. This happened, between 2 to 5 years ago. And you can get up a lot of people riled up based off, like, his family denied even speaking to them.
Right.
Everybody that was involved, even from the former Patriot, he wasn't even playing with him, really. Like, to even know, like, if he had a secret gay lifestyle for him to comment on that stuff.
Right.
But he
not
decided,
the high school quarterback,
yeah,
but
the
other
lineman.
guy.
But he on there making sure that he let everybody know that he's gay and he's open and he, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, but that worked for him.
That's what I'm saying.
Why would they even assume that, so now we're supposed to believe, like, okay, Aaron Hernandez was gay. Like, he did this because he was gay. Like, he had some discomfort and what made him aggressive. Like, I don't feel like it was right. How they did it.
In that point, I agree with you. But I think, again, that's the part of the hit piece is what I'm talking about. They created that slant to put on that to make people.
But that's not sympathy. Is what we're not showing.
I'm not saying you guys, but what I'm saying is like the whole point of them making that was to try and drum up sympathy as to try and pull away from the actual heinous things that he did.
Yeah.
Like this is the reason why he did it, guys. Don't worry about all that over there. Put that to the side. But this is. What they're trying to paint
everybody
a picture.
Everybody has things that's happened to them in their past that makes them choose certain things and do certain things.
Certain things, yes.
Right?
Yeah,
so,
but what I mean, as
and
far
some
as
people got more self-control than others, right?
Right.
So he was a little reckless, right?
Yeah.
So, everyone has things happen to me that I could have said, use that as an excuse to do wild shit. You feel what I'm saying?
At the same
I did
token,
not. But everybody's not that strong.
Yeah,
You do
but,
know that, right?
Yeah, of course. But what I'm saying is, he was. You're not a sociopath. At least I don't think so. Right?
Yeah, but that's
You know
what I'm saying. But you wouldn't know that though.
Yeah.
I could be. You don't know that.
You never
Exactly,
know who your
but-
next neighbor is.
But the point I'm trying to make is that sociopaths don't have that sensor. They can't. Like they literally can't turn that off. So for him to be that way, he was that way from
But what got
whenever.
him there?
Wait, but what classify him as a sociopath? Like, what makes you say that?
Just like the audio that you heard from him, talking to his wife or his mother. I'm not sure which one, but just her like literally being.
What specific audio you talking about?
I'm about to get into it.
Okay.
Where she was calling, like they were having a conversation, and she's crying. Like she's basically upset that she's getting all this unwanted attention from media and all the things like that, and he's like despondent on the phone, like why are you calling me for? Like just no remorse. So
that
like,
makes him a sociopath?
yeah, for sure.
All right, so
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm saying, but like I'm sorry, but like certain like that's one of the characteristics.
I got something for that. Go ahead.
Have you ever been locked up?
No,
Have you ever been in a holding cell?
I plead the fifth.
No, listen.
He wasn't in a holding cell. He was in jail. Yeah.
Listen.
No, I know.
Hold on. At some point,
Yeah.
whether it happens in 24 hours or 48 hours,
Right.
you got to come to grabs. I'm not going nowhere.
Right.
So
No,
how,
I get that.
how I'm talking,
Yeah.
I come to realization with myself. I'm not going nowhere. You know what I mean? Like
You
so,
hopeless.
him talking on the phone. That's all he have.
Right.
And that's
him
all
to
they
be-
had,
Yeah,
too.
so like to be free. So I'm on the phone. I'm in the best mood that I can be in. Cause again, I'm not going nowhere.
No, I get that. But
You know what I mean?
He was like that before, though. Like this being a despondent person. You know what I'm saying? And just
Okay, hold
doing
on.
things.
I got something for his mother. Why he said that's his mother? It's just so funny that you pointed that one out. But do you remember the conversation that he had with his mother when his mother
Oh
said,
no, for sure.
"I told you to give me $1 million."
Yeah, I get that.
What?
No, I get
Yeah.
that.
Wait. But you want me to
Again.
wait? She don't want the unwanted attention, but she wanted the millions of dollars.
Right.
You can't. You can't have it both ways.
I get that.
You
but-
also the same lady, right?
Right.
That got the unwanted attention when you was in the gym when they was at the Super Bowl, and he's saying to the kids, I want y'all to, do right. I'll see y'all soon.
Right.
Why she didn't want that attention?
You gotta ask her that.
Why did she let that? I'm telling you,
Right.
you can't use that.
Why
As an
can't I?
excuse.
Yeah. I don't think that
She
would
wants
classify as a
Yeah,
sociopath.
but aside from all that, even still, the responses that he gives, just all right. Let me slow down.
I might be a sociopath, bro, because now you have me second guessing my response.
Nah, no, this.
Because I be having zero tolerance for
Let me,
everything.
let me
so
finish
I'm like,
what I'm
no.
talking about, because like before you jump to
But go
aspersions,
ahead, I got
I'm trying to explain what I'm saying. All right, so in certain instances, when people are like that, they don't have emotion, for that matter. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel you.
anything that would evoke emotion from any one of us, normal people, they lack that sensor. You know what I'm saying? So like a child crying or someone being hurt, they'll look at him like, oh, all right, whatever, and they'll keep it pushing, regardless of where they are. Like they could be in jail, they could be free, whatever. But I'm just saying, like certain, like that type of thing, like they don't have remorse, like they don't have that button where. I'm sorry.
Like you lack your conscious decisions.
Yeah,
like you not taking no accountability. Or like it just don't match. Like versus, I don't know if you ever saw the Joker, he used to laugh at certain stuff that
Right.
wasn't even funny.
Right, but
So-
but like that was the actual condition that he had. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I mean, aside from that, like
But that's being a sociopath, that's like still
So-
with kind of condition, right? If
Like,
you're like it's like a disease,
I'm
people
a
would say,
sociopath.
right?
Yeah, I agree.
nah,
a sociopath.
you're not.
You conditioned him. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said like he
No,
was a
I'm about-
sociopath.
because he is.
Because I'm gonna let
Dr.
you right
Lee.
now.
Nah, but he is though. I'm dead serious.
But hold
Like,
on, let me ask you a question. Could something?
You ever seen American Psycho?
Yes, I said that.
Prime
movie.
example.
All right, so
Right?
what? Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you mean to tell me he just was born that way? Nothing happened to him
Oh,
growing
for sure,
up
for sure.
to cause him to be act out certain.
I mean, yeah, there's certain traumas that people go through, and like again, certain people can bounce back from it, some people can't.
Right,
He's
so
one of the people that probably couldn't.
So let's take
didn't.
the two things that they based it on, which was CTE,
Right.
and they based it on him being gay.
That was the only two things.
Right.
That was the two narratives.
I can't speak
the entire
His
time.
father. Well, after he lost his father.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
right.
but they didn't focus on that as much as they focus on the CTE and him being gay.
Right.
And they didn't even focus that much on the CTE.
CTE,
It was
right.
just the being gay part that which made him led to that story.
It was almost gay every episode.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But yeah, I can't speak to that part. But the part that I take the most stake in is CTE because I think that's real and people don't
But
talk
what I'm
about it
saying is
enough.
they didn't focus on it that
Yeah.
much.
And they should have.
They didn't even say
but
what
that,
it
but
was,
that wasn't
right?
That wasn't their angle
should-
to
they-
begin with. So you should have known from then.
No,
that
I'm just
this-
saying, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think that the documentary is fair, and I think most people with eyes could see what they were trying to do. So we're not trying to give him any. We're just saying.
But I wasn't saying you guys. I'm just saying.
I'm talking about just in general.
public.
Yeah, the general
Yeah.
public is me. I'm part of the general public that says this documentary is BS.
Yeah.
It's
and
one-sided.
It's very one-sided, and it's not a really like. I
mean,
still
but
didn't learn.
I feel
a
like
lot
everybody
from the
was paid. Like, even just the guy didn't come out to after he died. Like, he didn't come out to after he died and said we had this sexual relationship.
Right.
And he said that we kept going because we probably enjoyed it. What you mean probably? Like,
Right.
I'm saying like you did it or didn't. And I feel
Right.
like for a guy, that's like people like, oh, he ain't gonna lie about like what guy want to come out the closet and say I'm gonna be this, right? Oh, sorry.
Oh, you can't.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, so like what guy like, but then again, for him to come out there with that crazy accusation with like no kind of proof, like for a guy, I need proof. Like if it's not hearsay and this guy is dead, he has a family, like
Right.
you know.
daughter.
And then just to say
daughter.
you confuse the other family by saying like, oh, he might have just killed your son because your son found out he was gay. Like you're misleading them with information.
Right.
too.
Absolutely.
Because we don't know the reason why they killed him.
Yeah. No, that's true.
And then for them
he
to
knows he's
name
gay,
it,
so that's why he killed him.
for them to
That's
name
crazy.
it,
So now the gay community is gonna hate Aaron Hernandez because of that.
Yeah, but
But
again,
we could see right through it. I don't really think like I could say sometimes I know it's some guys that's real masculine that they are, but like I don't feel like okay he was like I don't feel it like he
Okay.
was a young kid. Nobody could really back that up. All we know he had a loving loyal wife that was there with him through the whole time. Like we saw proof of that.
Aunt didn't say nothing.
Yeah,
Shout out to his aunt,
Shit,
bro.
G.
Yeah,
Aunt G,
yeah.
boy.
So I want
She
to go
did
back to your
time for
joint,
him.
right?
Solid.
I guess I'm a sociopath. I'm gonna tell you right now. I've been in situations.
Right.
I knock somebody's head off. Cool, and I'm going right through Waffle House like nothing ever
No, I
happened.
feel you. But
You feel me?
again,
but
but
I'm not showing no emotion.
Right.
When you're in that situation, the intention, your energy is for that situation.
Right.
Once you're out of that situation, life goes on.
Absolutely.
So again, I knock somebody's head off and go to Walmart and grab some sugar.
Okay.
I handle that already. It's not that I'm not showing
No, I feel
emotion.
you.
That's over.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, like you said, some people switch better than others. Some people can't.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
it doesn't
a fact.
just make you a sociopath. I mean, if that's
A lot of gangsters are sociopath then because
Yeah,
they
'cause
kill somebody and then go eat at.
That's exactly what
like
I'm
you
saying.
said, I'm going to watch.
But I don't think they are though. Like I feel like
I see,
they
but
not.
I think what's going on right now is that word is a trigger word for a lot of people.
I
So
feel like
when
different-
you say it, they're like, "Oh no, I'm not sociopath." But when you really break down a textbook example of what it is, a lot of people fit that category.
Then I'm a sociopath.
I didn't say you weren't. You
But
might be.
But
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
if
But
that's,
but what does that make him if you?
if that's the
Like,
case,
what's wrong with
I'm
Aaron
not saying-
Hernandez?
I'm not saying
I'll
that-
take it. I don't care.
No, I'm not trying to say. I'm not trying to defame him in any way. But
No, I'm just saying.
But what I'm trying to say is that when I say those things, or when people like me say those things, a lot of people get up in arms about it because they feel like they don't fit that description.
No,
And a
I'm
lot
not
of them
saying.
do.
No, what I'm saying is you said he's a sociopath.
No, he is, though.
But the point is, I'm trying to say
Not because of the
trying to-
documentary, but because of the other thing. I'm not. I'm
Right, the things
personally.
he did.
Personally, I'm not really going by the documentary because I already
Nah,
knew what it was.
He was crazy. Listen, I'm
Yeah.
I'm going to be the first to tell you,
right.
like, this man.
So what's
is
the problem
wild.
with what I'm saying?
No, I'm just saying that you are saying he's a sociopath and kind of dismissing.
What am I dismissing?
The things that he went through. Listen,
Right?
listen,
Yeah.
I'm not
to get him
saying
to that
not
point.
at all.
Well, that's how I feel.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I mean,
too.
that's how you coming across.
Yeah.
to me.
That-
I'm
nah,
not
that's
saying-
I'm pretty sure that's not what your angle is, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
how I'm receiving it.
interpret it.
that's
so
not-
check
yeah,
this out, right?
interpreting that.
I'm not saying
I don't know how y'all would
anything-
get that point, but I
don't know. I'm not saying anything he did, the crimes was like, it wasn't bad. Like, yeah, he did
bad.
it. But at the same point,
He shot somebody.
You know what I mean?
For stepping on his shoe, bro.
that happens
That's
all
not
the time.
sociopathic
Well, he got
behavior to you?
acquitted
But
for
people
that.
do that
He got
all the
acquitted for
time.
that. We don't
Yeah,
know
that's what I'm
that.
saying. It happens all the time. But listen, right?
Nah, he did get
From-
acquitted for
from-
that. Still. Nah, but I believe he did it though.
From my perspective,
What about the dude that was with him that was snitching, bro?
he shot him in the
Yeah.
eye. He don't got no. He shot him in the eye. He don't care
Yeah.
about him no more.
Yeah.
He shot
But
him
you
in the
seen
eye.
how they flipped that. You ain't even know what to believe if he was just out for him. Like,
Yeah, but that's what they made it seem like it was just.
yeah, I ain't know that. That was crazy. He shot him in the eye.
But see, like the thing,
No proof of that either.
The other
No
point,
proof.
That either is really just all talk.
All right, look, like the
But that's what I'm talking about.
Nah, I feel you.
We saying that he did these things, but
Where's
we
the
don't know.
proof?
The
Yeah.
first murder definitely proof. Definitely.
No, you talking about
the Odin
Yeah,
Lloyd.
yeah, Odin
Definitely
Lloyd.
proof.
Listen, man, he on camera with the gun.
Right.
He was bringing the gun in the
Hold
house.
on, hold on.
The
You gotta
wife
understand.
walked out
Bullets
with
in a
the
rental
gun.
car.
The
But they
bullets in a
still-
rental car.
They
The-
never had no. Again, on the document, they said he's guilty. We don't know what he guilty of, but he guilty of something. Exactly.
That's the justice
I
system.
think,
You know what I
That's a
mean?
fact.
the
Yeah.
biggest elephant in the room as far as him, in my opinion, is that not the biggest thing, but another component of it is that he was rich. You know what I'm
Filthy
saying?
rich.
So that also adds into
40 just signed the $40 million deal after putting.
Right.
He put the work in and went to practice the next day.
And he played for one of the best college teams that's out there.
yeah, Florida. You know what I'm saying?
I think he was. No,
I'm saying,
no
so-
lie.
He would've
This the
been a
only
beast by
time
now.
the crazy things that happened to him made him want to leave Connecticut, but was the best thing that ever happened to him, which is weird because I don't think he goes to the draft if he goes to Connecticut. I don't think he goes to a team like that and.
But then they kind of forced him because something with the coach, they wasn't trying to play him for next seed, so he had to enter the draft for it.
No.
What I'm saying is, when he was in high school, he took a visit. Remember in the beginning, his dad went to UConn.
Right.
You know, his brother went to UConn. He signed at UConn at 14.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
the dog name was UConn.
Right.
So basically, he was a UConn shoo-in.
Right.
Family.
But after his dad died,
And then all the other stuff that happened, he wanted to get as far away from his.
and he
Connecticut
just so
as possible.
happened to take a trip down to Florida and sign right then and there.
Yeah, I mean,
without
he
ever
wanted
letting.
to.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
like,
I mean-
what I'm saying is, I don't think he goes to the NFL
Without going to Florida.
or yeah. I
Yeah,
don't think he gets
yeah, they
the
probably wouldn't have been looking.
But be that.
because he go down to Florida with Tim Tebow
Yeah.
and who was it was the other
Cam Newton.
yeah Cam Newton was there, but he ain't really.
No. I'm just saying.
Tim
But Tebow
Tebow
was in.
Yeah.
on fire and made him a star.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
No, I get you, but I mean, but be that as it may, just being in that environment gave him another sense of being untouchable. So that's why he was committing all those crimes. You know,
But they
I
even
don't
said
think
he
it's-
killed them two. They said he killed them two people and he played the season great. That's when he won the Super Bowl the year. What is that? The 2012, 2013
I,
season.
I forget what.
I don't think
but I'm just saying, like with him, with that amount of money, he felt he was bigger than the law, so he could do things
How?
without impunity.
I didn't
Because
see
he's
no
doing
proof
these
for that
things.
in
I don't
the
think
documentary.
he think he was bigger than the law because of the
He
money.
had to.
Because listen, he was doing stuff when he was still in Miami.
High school,
You know what I mean?
But because-
high school, and
So I
Miami.
don't think
Yeah,
it
but
was
that
the money.
influence, it's not the money. I mean, that's a small part. But what I'm saying is like him being that big of a football star gave him access and the power to move around with immunity, basically. That's what I'm really trying to say.
let me give you
Same way Donald
a
Trump
quick
was.
insight.
Not true.
Most of the top athletes that's in any college
Right.
have that same.
Yeah, that's part.
Everybody got
exactly.
that backstory.
They got that same
No,
entitlement
no
that they
doubt.
can do whatever.
You know what?
No doubt.
I just
but
want you to know
I'm
that.
not
So
even
it's not
going to
just
say
him, though.
No,
athlete.
I was saying just him.
Any
but
top person in any business or organization
Right.
gets to move like that.
that's true. But I'm saying, with that compounded with all the other traumas, that creates a perfect storm of sociopathic behavior.
All right, I'm a sociopath.
But it
That's
was
my
a lot
point.
of
That's the only point I'm trying to make. Like, you know what I mean?
I still didn't
I
like the
don't agree that.
documentary.
Yeah.
I mean, neither.
Documentary was trash.
For sure.
And for them to name it the killer, like inside the mind, like as if they knew factual stuff,
And
like that was
nothing
very
came out.
misleading. Like
Well,
I'm thinking, ooh, they got something. 3
Most
episodes.
documentaries won't ever be like factual. Like
Nah,
every documentary's on a
even
slant.
with the one on Netflix when the guy was going around killing the girls, the the white dude. I can't remember him. Yeah.
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy. Yeah, they had so much, like, you know, they had, and that was, we talking about the 80s. Like, they around that time, they barely had, like, tech stuff. Yeah, so and they had proof of that. They had letters. They had video. They had other people that were involved.
It was harder to prove stuff back then than it is now.
Than it is
Not for sure.
So that's what I'm saying.
Back then to get away with crimes, I'd be murking people left and right.
I'm just saying for a 3-episode thing of this guy, like, you would expect for somebody to have facts. And, like, you know, it's good and bad documentaries out there, and I think that's a bad documentary.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Everything
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Was stuff that allegedly he could have did, but there's no proof. Like the truck that was parked in his aunt's house. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the truck.
Yeah.
Where's the gun?
And it wasn't even used for a year. It could have been somebody else.
Right.
Where's the gun?
Right.
Where's the footage of you actually seeing him shoot somebody?
Yeah. And they said he had a lot of guns. So why that one gun? Remember they put emphasis on that one gun. We knew he probably did it, but just the fact that he had a lot of guns, y'all didn't really go that hard to, like, show.
Yeah. You know? Even after that, right? So
they left stuff out. So
without question, on purpose, I believe.
So the second part, when they took my man to the yard, right?
Mm.
Yeah, he was there, but you're saying he did it. Where's the gun?
Yeah.
Right.
You feel me?
You saying I don't have a gun.
Yeah, like where's the gun?
No, I feel you on that.
You know what I mean?
But
where's somebody saying that I did it? Because it was 3 people in the car.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Why I'm the only one here?
We didn't even get to see the other 3 people.
Yeah,
right.
They
didn't even. Right. 3 people. Right. They didn't say nothing.
And that was crucial.
So where are they at?
Right.
Yeah.
No,
You
I
know
feel
what I
you.
mean?
No,
Like,
I don't have
why
argument
did
for
the
that.
documentary didn't have them on it?
Because
Yeah,
they didn't want
again,
to.
Because it was a one-sided documentary trying to make him look like a monster, a gay athlete. Like listen.
Being gay will lead you to these choices.
Yeah,
That's how they, like.
I see your point.
right,
now.
and that's what I did. Like that's what I'm saying.
Not
Gotcha.
being gay, not being able to come out.
Yeah, not being able to come out.
Yeah.
Not
Being able to come out. That's
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But that's true. Sometimes that could fight with you. That's just about anything.
Yeah,
You
but-
holding it in, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but I don't think.
it's the lead.
But don't make
like,
it seem like just because someone's gay and they can't come out, that's what they do. They
Remember,
kill
they
people.
did
Oh,
say
no, for
that
sure.
he was
Like, come
molested
on.
I feel
too.
you
I know a lot of gay people that don't kill nobody.
I'm not a killer. Don't push me. But
No, I feel you on that.
Just saying though.
No, but I mean,
That's wild. But the narrative is wild.
no, absolutely.
So wild. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
If I'm part of the gay community, I'd be mad as hell.
Yeah.
And
As you
I'll
should
be
be.
protesting
Yeah.
that show, that documentary.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you saying everybody that's like me
Right.
gonna kill somebody.
Yeah.
No, I feel
And
you on
you
that.
know now you know how many religious families about to probably take their children through a lot of stuff because they feel like, oh, we heard it in the doc. You might end up doing some crazy. Like it could really have
that's what I'm saying.
an
I feel
impact
you
on
on that.
people. And we should have really focused on the victims, like in
It's
him
too many
himself.
pieces throughout that whole biography
Right.
that is missing. To
Yeah.
me, I'm saying,
Tall talk.
I mean, like the gay part, it stood out, but to me, like I think different. So I'm really watching, like, all right, where's the gun?
That's what I'm saying.
All right,
Where's the
boom.
gun?
All right, you said she put the gun in the dumpster. You trying to tell me all the police technology you have, you couldn't find a dumpster?
No gunpowder on his clothes that he was wearing.
Yeah,
he didn't
yeah.
have blood on the white. He had a white hood. It looked white because it was a black
No,
video,
it
but
was a white.
he didn't have blood on it. So if he shot this dude 6 times,
Where's the blood spatter?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not
Like
funny.
it's stuff like that,
Wait. They just let her say she don't remember
and that's it.
where she dumped it.
yeah,
And that's it.
and let that slide.
When do they let that slide?
You see what I'm saying?
I don't know why I
But
did
the-
it.
to
Do
me-
it look like a gun? It looked like
big blob. Yeah, you know-
a big black blob.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
What?
sure.
Shout out to her and his aunt. They G's, you feel
Yeah.
me?
Held it
Because
down.
whether he did it or not,
And his
I'm-
teammates, because
I'm not giving
Bronski
him a-
didn't say anything either when they started talking about him in the interview.
Oh,
They
yeah,
all walked
Grunt?
out. Yeah,
he said,
Grunt.
"Yeah, I'm out of here."
Yeah. Shout
But
out
you-
to the
I
little
don't,
one.
I'm not off that. I'm not off that. He has specific instructions. He cannot speak about that.
You know what I mean?
So
but at
I don't
the
know if he.
same time,
I'm not taking that in consideration
Yeah,
because I don't know if he'd have did
him
that.
saying
you don't
that.
know.
If he'd
yeah.
have did that
Right.
morally, or he did it, but I know why he did it. He did it because he's not allowed to talk about it.
Right. So like that wasn't an admission of
Right.
knowing something.
Just like Tim
Okay.
Tebow, when they showed Tim Tebow, he said, "We have been instructed to not talk about it. Like I don't care what you ask me."
Yeah, so you don't really know what side they
I
could
don't
be
really
on,
know
right?
when he-
Yeah, I feel you.
If he was on some, trying to stand
don't-
up and nothing like that.
I'm gonna tell you
I'll
like
take
this. Me personally, after watching it, I understand him better from the parts that
I do.
I piece together. I understand him
a
better
lot better
because
right.
Who, Aaron Hernandez?
yes,
Yeah.
because of the stuff he went through You feel me? Like some of the stuff he went through, like I've been through that, so I know how that feels when you feel like.
But you know the difference, though? Not to cut you off. His family was with bread. They wasn't fucked up or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't.
Right.
But no, continue. I just wanted to point that out.
So,
like,
you know
like
what I mean?
you've gone through this situation and didn't have much growing up. He had stuff and still going through this situation. So that should tell you, put a lot into perspective.
Yeah.
How fucked up he was.
Yeah, trauma,
you know
man.
what I mean?
Trauma's
So
real.
See what I'm saying? But go ahead, continue.
And I
out.
think-
Just wanted to make your point even more powerful.
Yeah, like I've been through stuff just like him. You feel me? And it's like I know that feeling when you feel like you don't got nobody and the only people you got is the streets.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or like you in a situation and you feel like I might as well just do it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like whatever comes for it comes from it. But if I'm going to do something, I'm gonna do it. 100%. So in any situation, whether it was actually him doing it, I can understand that if I'm in a car and allegedly he shot my man in the eye, I might as well get him now. He's with me. You know what I mean? I might as well get him now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like
And he the only person that knew
yeah,
what
like,
happened.
it's
And what
too
did you
many,
do to get shot?
In all of us, it's too many things that it's not killing somebody, but in situations, it's like simple thing. If I'm gonna run this red light, I'm gonna run it now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Can't think about it.
yeah, like
It's in a moment.
and after you do it, you don't think nothing of it.
And as soon as I run it, if they gonna pull me over, they pull me over like in my
You know
ticket,
what I
like,
mean?
keep it
Like,
smoking.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's a lot of things in there that's you have to understand certain parts. You know what I mean?
Right.
Certain parts gotta get to you like that. He had to go through that. You know what I mean? Because if my mom's is out being trash, you know what I mean, messing with who, what, when, why. My pops is gone. That's
Why? You sound like an old lady.
yeah. Like you feel me? My pops is gone.
Right.
What?
Which was like the main source of the structure.
Right.
Yeah.
Where I'm going on? Only thing that got to hold me strong is football.
That's a fact.
And he even said it.
Yeah, he did.
I'm
Even in jail, he said he was in practice. Like he
Yeah,
told
they
his
were
mind,
saying-
he prepped his mind and think he was in training camp or
yeah.
something.
You know what I mean? Like that's the only thing to hold you
So
together.
did he live his dream because he did get a Super Bowl
He did.
He got a. He did. You know what I
He
mean?
got
Like
a
with football.
national championship.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Super Bowl
I don't agree with
championship.
suicide. You know what I mean?
No, I
But
don't
some
agree
people
with
don't
that.
think he committed suicide. That's another thing.
Yeah, but look, I don't agree. I'm just talking about period. I don't agree with suicide.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you're thinking about getting yourself out, not thinking about
The other people.
everything that comes with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
I don't know, man.
But a lot of people don't think
That's
that
different.
he did it though, that he committed suicide. He just 2 days before he just was acquitted for the other murders, and they was starting to get things moving.
Right. I mean, it's, to your point, like that's a loaded thing in general. I mean, a lot of course, you're looking at it from the perspective of family and members and all that stuff. But when you're in that moment and you have those ideations, like that's a different animal. You know what I'm saying? So I can't. Like just, I mean, as far as suicidal thoughts
Some
and
people
just committing
sacrifice
suicide,
themselves,
a lot of people, like, I mean, people that have done it, you can't really say what's on their mind. Like, I'm sure they are thinking about their families or stuff
Exactly,
like that.
the documentary.
Yeah.
That he's
But what-
committed. I'm saying like he like he's dead. Like just like you saying he can't really touch that because you don't know what was going on in the mind. So for them
Right.
to say the mind of Aaron Hernandez,
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
what it all go back to this
Yeah.
doc is trash.
No,
Like,
it is
Yeah,
trash.
'cause we
You
don't
know?
that.
But
Yeah.
I mean, for me
I
going
just wanted to
me
include
going
that.
into it, my expectations were already low because I knew what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just from the first 5 minutes, you can say, "Oh, I know what time it is with this." Like they're not gonna keep it real. They're not gonna give you any extra insight. This is a hit piece. You know what I mean? So I already knew that it wasn't gonna be factual in that
Yeah,
respect. So I just left it alone.
the suicide
I watched it, though,
part,
but-
again, it ain't for me.
Yeah, for
Again,
sure, for
some
sure.
people are able to be at the edge and something clicks and says no.
So do you think?
I ain't
And
going
some
to the
people
edge.
and some people
Right?
just can't.
Nah,
You know what I mean?
So-
I agree with you 100.
I'm gonna tell
percent
you.
But and then you got those people that constantly straddle that line between.
But
yes
what
and
about
no.
what if we all thinking it's way towards him, and what if he didn't commit suicide? Like Sandra
Again.
Bland, like that's what I'm saying. Some people were presented where they make it seem like it was suicide, but it really
It's not.
wasn't. You know.
You know
So
what I
that's
mean?
what I'm saying. It's all these things you.
That's another episode that we can debate on for
Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
I feel like this, and I close like this. If he wasn't in Connecticut, he probably beat that case.
Honestly,
He was in Connecticut.
if
Yeah. What's it?
I think
what?
if
Was
he
that-
would have
he could
stayed
have done it in Connecticut or Massachusetts, right?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Massachusetts, right?
wherever the case
New
is,
England, put it that
if
way.
he was
Yeah.
if he was alive, he would have beat it.
You think so?
No,
What you
no.
mean?
I'm saying,
If
I
he-
think it was Massachusetts, right?
If he was
I'm not
alive
sure.
To this day,
I'm not
you
sure.
think he would have got an appeal?
Yes.
I think so too.
No, I'm saying what I'm saying is
They would've-
I'm
no.
saying is he was in the Commonwealth state.
But if you don't got no proof, you ain't got no proof. Now look,
But the Commonwealth shit, did you know they whatever
yeah,
they
listen,
can get you,
they would have got him
get you on something.
They would.
You know what I'm saying?
Not those murders.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Not the
They
murder.
would have got him on something.
But
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is if he wasn't there, like he's somewhere else with non-Commonwealth, he would have did
Like if
time
he was-
served,
if he was
5
in
years.
Florida.
Community
Oh, yeah,
service.
yeah,
Community
yeah,
service.
yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like Florida.
That's what
he
I
would've
was
beat it
saying. I'm like,
because-
he killed a guy. He was, and there's really no proof. And for him to get life,
Yeah,
life,
that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like,
Life?
yeah, you feel me?
Different
Like
out here, man.
had he be alive, he would have beat it.
or
Okay.
he would have probably, they probably reduced his sentence to probably
Had
like
to.
10, 15.
Yeah, 10 years.
Yeah.
And get some time served. And
Not
all
even
that.
10.
Because he
years.
just ran into that good lawyer who got him
Yeah.
off for the other 2 murders, which he
Yeah.
should have hired from the beginning.
That's a
He's,
fact.
You know,
Nah, cause again, y'all don't got no proof that is actually
no
me.
gunpowder.
Am I around these situations? Yes.
That's
Did
what
I-
I'm saying.
Did I do anything?
No.
That's what I'm
Do
saying.
I know something about it?
Yes. Am I gonna say something?
No.
So you gonna get me for, you know what I mean?
Yeah, did they
obstruction
split
obstruction. You get me for obstruction.
Yeah, that's
Take
good.
it. You know
Yeah,
what
give
I
me the
mean?
max.
Wait,
What's that,
so
10 years? I'll take
The
it.
other people, did they get life? I don't know.
Nah, I
They
don't
never
think they got.
spoke. They
they
never
That's what I'm
spoke nothing
saying.
about-
I don't
And
remember.
then if you
I
don't know who did
recall.
it, everybody splits the sentence, right? They make sure like they give you dun, 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 to
It
equal up
depends.
to whatever.
And he got the money.
Commonwealth,
so he could
though.
be
He got them exact. He had
Like
the
you
money.
said.
That's why I say he would have been off. He would have been home.
Yeah.
You can
Alright,
get me
well,
for
listen,
reckless driving, obstruction. I'm
Yeah.
not going down for no murder.
Facts,
Yeah.
facts.
Wait, so you could carry illegal out there too, where he was at?
Carry it legal anywhere you want to.
I mean, legal. Sorry, took a question.
He could carry legal.
Oh, he was
He
carrying
don't
legal.
got-
Okay.
Long as you're not a felon, you could carry.
Okay.
You know what I mean? In any state. Long
Oh
as you're not
wow,
a-
you only
Yeah.
need paperwork.
Well,
No, we're
Can't
not
open-
saying that.
You can't open carry
Whoa.
here. You can
No, not here.
You can't open carry.
No, we
So that
talking
means you
about
can't
like
walk
in the
down the
southern
street.
states.
Yeah.
No, but
so,
you can't walk down the street with your strap here. But if you can have a gun in your house,
Yeah.
and you can have it even in your car, but it got to be in the locked in the glove compartment or
Mm-hmm.
in a trunk.
Every state
You know
is
what I'm
different.
saying?
You know what I mean? Just like North Carolina, Virginia, your joint could be on the dash.
Yeah.
Long as it's visible.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I
Visible,
mean?
yeah, it depends.
Or you could be down south and you could be in McDonald's and everybody in line got their joint on their holster.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I
on the
mean?
holster.
Right.
So every state is different. You know what I mean?
Even
But-
just with drinking, you know how you could drink some spots and you could, if you're not driving, you could be in a passenger drinking. In certain spots, in certain areas, you can't even be
passenger?
drinking and as a passenger,
Yeah.
and you can get a DUI just as well.
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
listen, man. That Aaron Hernandez Netflix special was trash.
I'm about to watch it again.
We're gonna end it on that. Hadia, thanks for coming by.
Thank
It's your
you.
boy AJ.
Thank you. I
Rapping
gotta
the
come
league.
back. I like y'all. I like
Yeah,
y'all.
well, Fonz is in the building.
That's your boy Fonz.
All right, here we are.
All right.
Peace, y'all.
I said, yeah, hey, yo, they waiting for it. I said, what? I said, they waiting for it. I said, what? I said, they waiting for it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.